Hey everybody, it's Matt with Patriot Golf USA, your East Texas golf guy, and I wanted to do a video on how I remove the heads from a graphite shaft. I know this is a repair that a lot of people are wanting to get done and do. There's going to be a difference between pulling a head from graphite and from steel. Steel, you don't need a puller really. With graphite, it is important that you get a graphite shaft puller so that you don't twist any of the fibers or the graphite when pulling the head off of it. So the tools you'll need, shaft puller here, and I'll show you how that works here in a second. A little bit of heat, so I just use a little propane torch, a little pick for cleaning the head out after you're done, a pair of pliers, I'll show you what that's for, a box blade, and then once the head is pulled, you'll need to have some type of whether it's sandpaper or whether it's a bristle to go in and clean the hosel itself. So here's the way that I do it is first, if it's steel, a lot of times you don't have to worry about the ferrule. You can just apply heat to the hosel and twist and pull that thing off. With graphite though, we want to take this off first, and particularly if we're saving these shafts, we don't want to do any damage to the shafts. So what I do is I just apply some heat to two sides until it boils up. And you have to kind of do this quickly because within about 5 seconds, these things will get pretty hard again. And I just go down the two sides and just split it right in half. Now, this one just fell off. And so there we've got just the head without a ferrule on it. Next, we're going to apply heat into the hosel area. And this is where you got to be careful. Practice on some old stuff if you've never done it before. Because you can burn these quite easily. You can distort the color in these. So I take my torch and really just keep it moving the whole time. You don't ever want to stop on one spot. And I just slowly turn it back and forth. Now, one thing to always keep in mind, if you've got lettering like the back of this, and it's paint fill, avoid putting heat to that because you can burn the paint out of that. So just go around it, go on the back side, go on the front, and just keep it moving the whole time. I usually do this for about 30 seconds, maybe 45, just depending. Another video I'll show you guys that I'm gonna be pulling some pings. Pings can take 2 to 3 minutes of heat. I don't know what they used for epoxy back in the day, but it's not what we use today. Pings are extremely difficult to pull, even on steel shafts. It's extremely difficult. So get this thing to where we think we're a little time on it. And then I'm gonna try to angle this down, get you into the shaft puller. So we're gonna crank it in here. And then just start going. And this one is spring loaded, so it's only gonna go so much tension before it, and then there it just popped. So just keep working it off the entire time. Don't twist it or anything like that, particularly if you're saving these shafts. It's important that these things come straight off. That's why you can't do it like a steel shaft and twist them off, because you will break the graphite on the tip section. So now we're left with this. The very first thing I do is you want to work on this while it's still hot. I take a pick, go all along the bottom, because that's where a lot of times epoxy will kind of get into. So don't be afraid to really get in there with your pick and get everything out. Then from there, you're going to use the drill, and it's going to go in and then out. And then what I do is, before I just keep going in and out with it, take a brush, clean this up again. I go reverse order, just to make sure that I'm getting everything. Go back in again, come straight out. Always have a rag and stuff handy, and just kind of wipe everything down. So then in the end, what you're left with is just a very clean hosel, just ready to go. You're gonna take some acetone and a Q-tip and get in there and get it all cleaned up and prepped before it goes onto the new shaft. And And then at the same time, you know, if you're saving these shafts and reusing them, now is a good time to take a blade while this stuff is still soft and scrape some of the old epoxy off of it. Now, I guess it'd help if you could see what I'm doing here. Just scrape some of the old epoxy off of it while it's still warm. Anyway, there's a little bit more prepping that goes into these if you're saving them. Because you want to drill this out, because you don't want epoxy inside of the golf shaft. But anyway, so that is pulling graphite shaft. Pulling a head off of a graphite shaft. So if you guys have any more questions, or if you want to know any more repairs, please comment down below, and please subscribe to this page. Again, I'm going to try to do more and more repairs and builds and things like that in these videos, and keep them around 5 to 10 minutes, so you don't get information that you need, but not too much. So anyway, Patriot Golf USA, if you guys are needing any repairs, come and see me in Tyler and Longview. But again, please subscribe to this page, and I will continually update things on how to build, how to repair. All right, everybody have a blessed day. Bye.